have a new family now. So I've already posted about my mother and how she blamed me for a lot of things, and I'm going to be honest. Felt completely freeing. So now I want to share about my dad. So when I was younger, I was really close to my dad. He would do my hair before school every morning, and when we would go to the store, he'd make deals for me to usually come out with something. I adored my dad growing up. But then my brothers came along. All of a sudden, they were the priority. And I know this may come off as me being jealous, but I had one of them hit me with a cast. And my dad sided with them. They started telling me I was not invited to family holidays, while I was living at home with everyone. And my dad never spoke up for me. It hurt. A lot. I ended up getting depression and went to stay with other family for a few months. By the time I came back, my friends were relieved to see that I looked alive again. Then I got married and moved out, and my parents got divorced. In the divorce also came a disagreement for our 2 cats. We had these cats since I was 7 and 8. 2 cats. I loved the little fur balls, having had them most my life. Both parents wanted to send them to a shelter, so I quickly stepped in and took them. By this point, they were both really old but seemed to be going strong. The older of the 2 lasted a few more years till she passed. I was upset, and while I loved her, I hadn't bonded quite as much with her as I did the other. She was more my dad's cat, while the younger of the 2 was very clearly mine, but they'd been together since she was 1, and I couldn't bear to separate them. Around that time, my dad started dating his girlfriend, and after a little she got pregnant. I didn't mind her because she was actually close to my age, and while that wasn't something I knew how to feel about, she went out of her way to make it feel comfortable. We had a couple similar likes, so she tried to act like more of a cool aunt or a cousin, so I was cool with her. Anyway, day forward a few months and my cat went missing. I was terrified because she was an outdoor cat and my mind was going through all the negative possibilities. I couldn't sleep, I was so worried. And then I got home one day and my husband had the news I feared. He'd found my now 20-year-old cat, and while she was still alive, it was clear she was on her last legs. We sat out with the poor thing till she stopped breathing about an hour later. I was devastated. I had literally grown up with this cat for 2/3 of my life. We have her a nice little funeral and buried her in her favorite hunting ground, and I could not stop crying. This was just a few years ago and I still am tearing up writing this. Anyways, I was in no condition to check my phone. My husband took it long enough to text my family to let them know, but I pretty much ignored it before finally giving into an exhausted sleep. The next morning is when I saw the texts. Apparently, my dad's girlfriend had their baby last night. And for a minute, I actually felt happy because yes, I lost one precious life to me, but I had a sister. Even if she was almost 30 years younger, I had been looking forward to it. That's when I saw the second text. Apparently, my brothers hadn't responded either, and to this day I won't ask why. My dad said there were no excuses and that it was clearly obvious that we didn't care about him out his daughter, but that was okay. Don't bother contacting again because he has a new family now. I wish I could. I started crying again, but I just felt numb. I still feel numb. I have hesitantly reached out since then on the hope it was a misunderstanding because my husband texted him from my phone. But maybe he just hasn't seen it? But he claims to have never sent the text, and I was imagining things. I even tried showing it to him and he said I was overreacting. At this point, I only talk to him maybe once a year and only through text where everything is saved. I adored my dad growing up, and despite having only met her for maybe 3 hours max, I do love my little sister, but I can bring myself to talk to him. Sorry for unloading all this on all of you, but it feels nice to actually be able to talk about all of this. I can talk about it with my husband, but I just feel better doing it this way.